Welcome everyone to our Nourish Share Connect webinar. The theme for this year is about food being a connector for all of us. So food connects us to our neighbors and it's a deeper tie to community. It connects us to relationships. So during this next hour, we are so excited to share ways that we can support you all in leading these efforts to connect deeper in community. You can do it with food, do it without food, and also exploring how nutrition and our culinary education can be of value for you all. I want to have you guys all meet our small but mighty community nutrition team. You'll hear from all of us today, and let me officially introduce myself. My name is Alex. I'm the Director of Community Nutrition. We have Mary Dow, our Senior Nutrition Manager, Diana Garcia, our Nutrition Education Manager, who helps oversee Santa Clara County, Evelyn Tai, who is our Nutrition Education Manager that oversees San Mateo County, and then Eileen Rodriguez, our Nutrition Volunteer Coordinator. So for today, why are we here? We want to share our commitment to community and well-being. We want to speak on behalf of our support. So that is all our nutrition and culinary education support that we can provide to you. We also work really hard to create a robust and growing volunteer team. So we want to introduce you to our health ambassador and your nutrition champion roles. We also have our Nutrition Center website where we have tons of resources around food safety, client stories, nutrition education, and beautiful recipes that we want to share. And then lastly, this wouldn't be a nutrition webinar without sharing some of our food safety best practices. So here you can see, food connects us all. And along with our commitment to providing nutritious foods to anyone, we also want to be committed to nourishing our neighbors with wholesome foods, sharing knowledge and conversations, and really being able to connect deeper in community. This is such an essential part of everything that you guys all do. And I do want to thank you guys all for taking the time to enjoy this webinar today. And please share it out with your other staff members or your other volunteers that would be interested in any nutrition and food safety tips. So our commitment to community health and well-being, we are here really to not only provide nutritious groceries for the communities that we serve, but we also want to ensure that our clients feel good about taking these groceries home and that these groceries are going to help them, create nutritious meals for themselves and their families. We also want to provide a space here where you all can also be committed to the health and the well-being of your community members and how that can be done. I do want to shed a light a little bit on nutrition security, and I will share the definition here. So as we talk a little bit more about health and wellness throughout this webinar, I really wanted to highlight this term. And though food security is the more often, more widely used term in food banking, in policy, and in public health, we also tend to find that it's limited in scope. When I particularly think about food insecurity, I think about making sure clients have enough food. However, when you think about nutrition security, it's not just about the quantity of food, it's also about the quality. So I'll read the definition here. Nutrition security is consistent and equitable access, availability, and affordability of food and beverages essential to promote well-being and prevent, and if needed, treat disease, particularly among racial ethnic minorities and rural and remote populations. What this really tells us is food plays a really big part in diet and in nourishment and has a strong connection between the right types of food and managing diet-related diseases. So it's really important to take a note of that. So as you ever have conversations with any one of us in the nutrition department, we might, when we talk about food insecurity, we might also bring up the nutrition insecurity piece of it, which is really important. So we have our guiding values that is an approach that help us work deeper in community. And when we have this deeper understanding within community, it has allowed us to redefine the approach and how we show up. And our three pillars here, cultural centered, trauma informed, and integrative focused, these three pillars really help shape us and how we show up into your community, ensuring that culture is at the front center and we are honoring the culture and traditions and we are connecting our clients to their identity. When we think about trauma-informed work, we understand the impact of trauma on the mind and the body and how stress really makes it hard to make better food choices. And then with integrative focused, aside from providing food and nutrition education, we feel like we want to look at clients' health in a more of a holistic way. So what other initiatives can we bring in to help heal and promote our community? I also want to touch base on our food as medicine work, and this is providing food, education, and support for those with diet sensitive health conditions. And some of the ways that we do this is we have a nutrition policy that I'll share a little bit more information on. We have culinary and nutrition education that our managers will speak on. A wonderful nutrition education library. We currently have two food pharmacies in San Mateo County. And there's also healthcare partnerships that our Food Connection team helps with. So you can see here, there's a lot of ways that we are promoting food as medicine. And I believe this is only the beginning of it. There's a lot of work and a lot of initiatives to be done to really provide our community members with the tools, the education, and the food to help treat, manage, and prevent any diet-related conditions. A little bit about our food policy I want to share. So we maintain an average of 60% fresh fruits and vegetables. We do try to incorporate grains, protein, and dairy items with our menu offerings. We will also continue to not distribute any candy or sugary sweetened beverages at this time and ensure that a minimum of 90% of all foods and beverages distributed meet the criteria for green and yellow categories. And I'll share a little bit more about what those categories are. So here you can see our HER ranking system, and this approach uses a three-tiered or stoplight system. You can see the green, which is choose often, the yellow, choose sometimes, and then the red, choose rarely. And the purpose of that, we wanted to find easy way to evaluate the nutritional quality of the food inside our inventory. We want to ensure that when we measure the food, we know the nutritional quality that is going out, and how do we improve and communicate this with others. So the green, yellow, red seems like a fairly easy way to communicate this information, recognizing that there is room for all types of foods. It also better aligns with the latest nutritional science, and it helps us identify foods that are going to be more desirable or less desirable, and this is based off of nutritional quality. Another key point is how we rank the food, and we rank the food based on key nutrients, so saturated fat, sodium, and added sugar. And these three key nutrients we are known are higher contributors to diet-related conditions when consumed on a regular basis. So that is why we rank them based off of those three. So throughout this webinar, we will also have a little food for thought question for you. So the first question, and I want you guys to kind of think about this as it relates to your role, your position at a partner agency or at one of our distribution sites. I want you to think about your community and maybe conversations that you've had in the past with your community members, or with other volunteers, or maybe something that you yourself are faced a challenge with. So I want us to think about, what is a challenge that your community faces in trying to stay healthy? So I'd love for everyone to just to think about that for a minute. We have our email address at the end of the slide. So we would love for if this invites curiosity, and if you want to share your food for thought with us, we would greatly welcome it. So next, I want to send this off to our next nutrition manager that is going to talk about our nutrition and culinary education support.
Hello, everyone. It is great to share with you the vital work we are doing to support the health and wellness of our community through nutrition education and culinary support. There are two ways that we use to do nutrition education in the community. One of them is doing outreach at partner agencies, and our goal is to promote client well-being, increasing knowledge for self-care, and encourage a positive relationship with food while always honoring their cultural heritage. We believe that empowering community members with knowledge and practical skills is key to fostering long-term health and a sense of agency over their own lives. So to achieve this, we offer a range of services like cooking demonstrations. And those demonstrations are designed to bring joy and ease to the process of cooking and to inspire clients to use the food that we provide. We use nutritious whole food whole ingredients, and we use a main item that clients are receiving in the distribution so they can connect with the joy of cooking. Trauma-informed wellness presentations. Our presentations are designed to take into consideration the different experiences that the clients have been going through during their lives. And so we have varied a variety of presentations from basic diabetes and hypertension prevention, chronic disease management and prevention, to mindful eating, to hands-on cooking classes. Okay. So the outreach at free grocery markets enhance the client experience and increase likelihood of using foods received. And this is a little different from the nutrition education that we have at partner agencies, because many times we do our nutrition education while our clients are waiting to receive their food. And so we have different recipes that we distribute and inline resources like printed flyers, and we also have basic food safety and cooking demonstrations as well. And our goal is also to be working deeper in community. That means that, when we go to presentations or even to cooking demonstrations, we encourage clients to share their experiences with us. And we talk about food memories and how they honor their culture through food. We try to eat together in many occasions. So we inspire, or we find those moments to inspire those conversations. We also incorporate mindful eating and joyful movement because we would like for our clients to also have tools to deal with toxic stress or with the dynamics that present in life. And these techniques are from breathing techniques, stretching, movement. But we also have teaching cooking classes and food literacy. And in many of our cooking classes, we bring a big variety of food and just encourage our clients to play with their senses and try different flavors and use their creativity to create different dishes. And we always show up with the intent to learn and to listen to what their backgrounds they're coming from. So this slide is very meaningful to us, and it's called the meaning of food. what influences your food choices. And as you can see, there are different options here because food goes well beyond just the mere physical need to nourish the body, but it also involves aspects as health, aesthetics, pleasure, sacred, which sometimes involves spirituality, moral, if foods are accessible, social, affordable, and familiar. And since you are watching this pre-recorded webinar, you can just pause for a little moment and read through each of these categories, and you will find out that the meaning of food goes well beyond just eating or putting the food in our mouth. And so the next slide is just a collection of our photos that and what happens during our classes. So in the left corner, there is a group of participants that attended an intuitive cooking class. And we love the colorful plates, and our clients were able to mix and match different ingredients and again play with their senses to just create their own recipe. And then those classes, those are cooking classes, and they are meant to be hands-on cooking. So we always have fun, and if you would like to have these classes at your agency or at your site, we will be more than happy to bring those to you. And there will be more information later on to let you know how we can do this. So, speaking of which, community nutrition outreach request. Do we have a form that you can fill out, and you can choose your preference or tell us how we can help you, and we'll be at your location. So from cooking demonstrations, presentations, workshop series, or tabling at a health resource fair, or if you simply want recipes and other materials, you could scan this code and it will take you to the form. And it is a very simple form that you can fill out, and it will connect you with our team. Okay, so as Alex mentioned, there is throughout the webinar, you will find these questions. Food for thought. What type of nutrition support has been the most valuable for you and your clients, if you have received this? And with this, I'm going to hand it over to my colleague, Eileen.
Thank you, Diana, and I'm so happy to share a little bit more about our health ambassadors. We would not be able to connect deeply with our communities without our dedicated health ambassador volunteers. And our health ambassadors play a vital role in just engaging with the community members and ensuring that our best clients have the best experience during our outreach events. Through our health and wellness presentations and cooking demonstrations and food samplings, they showcase ingredients that our clients are making and nutrition education both accessible and engaging. Their outreach work is centered on fostering connections, conversations around food, because food brings people together. As they visit different communities, health ambassadors gain valuable insights into their cultural and demographic influences, allowing them to better serve and support our client needs, their unique needs. Additionally, our health ambassadors help create and share nutrition education resources, including our food for medicine handouts, presentation videos, recipe cards, empowering our communities with the knowledge to make healthier choices. And these are a couple of our volunteers at our partner agencies. Maybe you've seen your site on and around these photos or on our social media pages, but this is just a few of the work that our health ambassadors love to do, and we just share to our community members. And this is a lovely health ambassador lead, Jing Sung, and she has shared this lovely quote, hopefully to inspire more volunteers into the program. I love the view and cook and food preparation as an act of love for people we care as well as for ourselves. Sharing the knowledge and experiences about the nutrition and health while cooking together has added the benefit of breaking isolation and loneliness, giving us a reason that are in common interest to connect and bond to feel our spirits lifted after sharing something delicious as well as nutritious. Beautiful words, and she has been a vital asset to our nutrition team, but thanks to her dedication and cooking and her passion for cooking. And again, more pictures because we love to take pictures of our lovely volunteers at our free grocery distribution sites. And if there's something that you want our volunteers to attend, please let us know. I'll be passing it along to Mary to talk about a little bit more about our nutrition champion.
So we're excited to introduce our refreshed version of the Nutrition Champion role. Some of you may have already be familiar with this position, but we made a few updates and we plan to pilot it at select sites in upcoming months, so look out for that. The Nutrition Champion role will be soon available for sign up on our Second Harvest calendar. This person will be your go-to person for sharing recipes and nutrition handouts and also engaging with clients on cooking tips and food ideas while they're at your distribution. So as mentioned, the Nutrition Champion responsibilities may include sharing recipes. This will be provided to the site leaders in the green mailbags at your distribution sites. They'll be engaging with the clients, so having friendly conversations about cooking tips and ideas for using some of the food items that we get that may be distributed and unfamiliar to clients. Promoting the Nutrition Center, showing recipes how to access the Nutrition Center and explore new recipes. We'll have more information about that later on. And then answering any food safety questions if they do know the answers to them. But most of all, they will be answering maybe the food date labels that a lot of clients have concerns about. So that is some of the Nutrition Champion's responsibilities. And I'm going to lead it back to Eileen now.
And some food for thought, how else can our nutrition volunteers help enhance the client experience at your food distribution? And feel free again at the end of this presentation to reach out for us, and we will like to see our volunteers at your site. And I'll hand it off to Evelyn to talk a little bit more about the Nutrition Center.
Thanks, Eileen. Hi, everyone. Some of you may already be familiar with our Nutrition Center, but if not, glad you're here to view this pre-recording and let me tell you more about it. So our Nutrition Center was created with your clients, our community members in mind. We recognize that as much as food nourishes us for health and our overall wellness, it also connects all of us to our identity, our culture, and our wonderful family traditions that gets passed down through the generations. You can think of this Nutrition Center as your online library hub for all of our resources, from culturally inspired recipes, cooking and wellness videos, to educational handouts, as well as food safety information, all of that good stuff. One of my personal favorites, we've also started sharing inspiring personal stories from clients who receive food from your distributions that you can also read on there too. So go scope that out. I also wanted to quickly bring your attention to some of our awesome user features. More recently, we've added, if you take a look at the left-hand side of that screenshot, we've added the center of the screenshot, we've added a search bar so you can more easily search for ingredients, as well as on the left-hand side of the screenshot now, filters such as what recipe type you may be looking for, cuisine type, cooking time preferences, which does include no-cook options as well, for those who might not have access to, say, a kitchen or appliances, any special diet considerations, and again, equipment that perhaps you want to specifically use or only have those on hand. We are continuously working on improving our site for everyone and bringing in more culturally diverse recipes. We definitely very much welcome your help in this. If there are any recipes you or your volunteers want to share, please do email us. Or perhaps you're repeatedly seeing something that your site is having issues with, in particular food item, because clients don't know what to do with it, let us know. We definitely take these feedback to heart. All right, so diving deeper into our recipe cards, they are definitely one of our most popular handouts. Recipes on the site, provided on the site, focus on utilizing foods that we distribute with the goal of providing clients with new ideas for getting creative in the kitchen and helping to prevent food waste at home. Recipes are from staff, interns, volunteers, and have all been tested by the team before being published and making it to print. So we are not using you guys or the community as guinea pigs. We very much want to make sure that healthy foods can be delicious foods. Photos are also taken by members of the team that you see here today. Recipe cards do currently come, for the most part, come in 4 languages: English, Spanish, Chinese, and Vietnamese. They're a great tool for preventing, as mentioned, preventing food waste at home, building client confidence and growing their cooking skills with easy to follow steps. And they show that, again, nutritious foods doesn't have to taste like cardboard. They can be yummy too and full of flavor. It also helps when it comes to sites, it also helps to push and sort of nudge folks into picking up produce items to help minimize food returns and excess leftovers post-distribution. Right. So our team here is here to provide easy to follow handouts for you, your volunteers and your clients. You've already learned about our recipe cards on the previous slide. I now wanted to share more examples of our nutrition education pieces that you can also find on our Nutrition Center. Many of them are from our volunteers and dietetic interns, so they do know their stuff, and a lot of these things are evidence-based as well. Examples of food safety education pieces include, and there is a tab for this on the site, When Should I Eat This being one of our most popular ones, date code guidelines, your serve safe manual copy, reducing food waste, as you can see here on the right-hand side of the screenshot. And given the weather we can sometimes experience in California, did you guys know we also have a handy Eat Safe Food After a Power Outage handout, which discusses how to prepare food for emergencies and which foods may or may not be safe to eat after a loss of power. This one, at least in this category, is my personal favorite because I have definitely had to reference that myself after we've had loss of power in some of our severe storms. So another tab you'll find on the center is for nutrition education specifically. This includes this includes resources such as boosting your immune system with nutrition and meal ideas for baby weaning, as well as our food as medicine handouts. In this case, you'll see a screenshot of our food as medicine handout for type 2 diabetes. And other chronic diseases such as hypertension is located on that tab as well. Majority of our resources are available, as previously mentioned, in multiple languages, some of them in more than the 4 that I've mentioned, which is English, Spanish, Chinese, and Vietnamese. Our When Should You Eat This handout comes in other languages as well. And you can also print these out via the PDF located online. If you're interested in getting hard copy prints of something you're seeing to have on hand, or having us visit your agency for presentations and food demos, please email us so we can send you our order form. We do currently have almost 30 of our recipes on nice cardstock recipe cards. Right. And last but not least, I did want to introduce that one of our newest resources is coming soon. We have a new handout about our Nutrition Center that you can share with your clients. This one helps to provide details on the user-friendly features we've added to help clients search through the recipes and all the resources so they're not just endlessly scrolling. You can scope it all out yourself by scanning the QR code here on the screen, or visit our Nutrition Center at www.shfb/nutritioncenter.org. And here I'm going to wrap it up with another food for thought question for y'all. What produce items do your clients need more recipe ideas for? So this one I think is a great one since a lot of you are on the front lines of sort of receiving or hearing feedback directly from your clients. And we would love to hear your input, whether that's a Pandora box that we're opening or not. Please do reach out to us. And now I'm going to pass it on to Mary to talk about food safety.
Hi again, everyone. So we're all in this ensuring that clients receive safe, quality food. So as a part of this commitment, we want to remind everyone here to take our annual food safety training and questionnaire. It's available on our Nutrition Center website in English, Spanish, and Vietnamese. We're working on getting Chinese for hopefully this upcoming year. So completing the training will help ensure that you and your volunteers are following best practices when handling food and keeping our community safe. We highly recommend more than one person from your facility take the food safety training as well, just so that there's a backup person in case you're not there. So foodborne illnesses and the individuals we serve. So the health and safety of our community members, volunteers, and staff is always our top priority. While anyone can get food poisoning, certain groups such as children, pregnant women, seniors, and individuals with a weakened immune system are more likely at a higher risk of getting foodborne illnesses. That's why it's so important that everyone follows these proper food safety practices. And in doing so, we can ensure that the food we provide out to everyone in the community is safe. And then for food quality, so majority of the produce we receive is classified as number 2 quality. This just means that the item may not look grocery store perfect in terms of shape, color, or size, but they still carry the same nutritional value as the same produce that you'll see at the grocery store. So with that, we understand that some items may not be suitable for distribution. So please take a moment to inspect all the food carefully. If you notice any signs of spoilage or visible mold, do your best to sort out the usable items to distribute it to the clients anyways. This goes with the 25% and the 75% rule. So where if 25% of the produce is still usable, or sorry, 25% or less of the produce is still usable, we want you to be able to sort it out and distribute it. If 75% or more of it is spoiled, then please take a photo and report the issue to your program manager or coordinator, just so we can prevent further distribution of this at other sites as well. And then glove use guidelines. So we're responsible for ensuring the safety of the food we handle and distribute to our community. With proper glove use is the key to preventing the spread of bacteria, viruses, and foodborne illnesses. Gloves should always be worn when directly handling food to avoid cross-contamination and to keep our clients safe. So gloves are required and must be worn when any volunteers are unboxing, bagging, or handling any raw, fresh or frozen poultry, meats, or seafood items. It should also be worn if they have a cut or wound. So they would clean it, cover it with a Band-Aid, and then put a glove over it. In some cases, gloves are just recommended when they're handling ready-to-eat produce, such as the vegetables or fruits, handling moldy or spoiled or rotten food. Of course, after that, I would recommend they sanitize or wash their hands, and then handling any damaged or leaking food items containing an allergen, such as milk or eggs. If gloves are worn while handling these items, we do recommend the volunteer wash their hands or sanitize often. And there are a few cases at your sites where gloves are not necessary, or the tasks that don't involve food at all. So if there's a volunteer working on registration, traffic flow, or just providing general support, they do not need to wear gloves. And also when handling dry goods, this is up to your own discretion on how you want your volunteers to go about that. Gloves may not always be necessary. And then we have food label dates. So some food items may arrive closer or even past the date printed on the label. However, this does not mean that they are not necessarily still good to eat. Most of the foods are still safe to eat beyond these dates, with few important exceptions. So any nutritional supplements, baby formulas, or baby food, and over-the-counter medication. If these items list a certain date and they're past those dates, we do recommend that you discard and not consume them at all because they are no longer safe to consume. And then to help clients better understand these food date labels, we do have our When Should I Eat This handout that Evelyn mentioned earlier in our nutrition center. This one is a great guideline to show that how long food can be stored up to past the date listed, and they're available in 7 languages. And food allergen. So a food allergen is an immune system response that occurs shortly after consuming a specific food. Sesame was actually added to the list of major allergens. So now it's the big 9 versus the big 8 from a couple years ago. And then also when you're at sites, you want to prevent cross contact, especially so cross contact happens when an allergen are unintentionally transferred from one surface to another surface of food, potentially causing a reaction in sensitive individuals. So making sure that you clearly label all food items with an allergen that they contain, using separate equipment if possible, and then clean and sanitizing all surfaces and tools between use as well. And my food for thought is, so before COVID, we hosted a lot of in-person food safety trainings in person at our Bing or Kirtner warehouses. If there is an interest, we would like to try to host these again quarterly in person. So if offered, would you like the option to attend our food safety trainings in person? And then please go ahead and let us know. I'm gonna end it with a quote. So, a healthy community is a thriving community. Let's continue to show up with the intent to learn, uplift, and empower individuals and continue to foster lasting connections. Share meals and enjoy the foods you know and love. And then here's our email. So if you have any questions or more concerns or just want to reach out for us for any nutrition information, please email us. But we want to thank everyone for attending our webinar today, and we would like to open the floor up for any questions you may have, and you can go ahead and go on unmute and on camera if you wanted.
Yeah, thank you, Mary. I will finish closing up by saying, on behalf of myself and Mary, Evelyn, Diana, and Eileen, thank you all for taking the time during your busy day to view our fourth annual nutrition and food safety webinar. We do hope that this space has inspired you to find ways on how you, your volunteers, your staff members can really help support the health and wellness of your community members, your neighbors, and your clients. Know that our team is here to support you in any way that you need. We create these tools again with you and with your community members in mind. We also want to take the time to to have you invite us into your community so we can engage and get to learn a little bit more about those neighbors that you serve, help build trusted connections, and really ensure that everyone has equitable access to these resources for better health and wellness. So again, we thank you guys all for viewing our webinar, and please feel free to reach out if you have any additional questions. Thanks again, everyone.